The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. Oh man, we gotta talk about it on The Vampire's Dream. Smash the like button. Talking about late night vampires. Man, I'll pop up like Tyson Fury. Let's get it. No Vampire's Dream. Talk about what kid? What kid y'all want me to talk about? I'm gonna talk about these horror bows. Shout out to these horror bows, man. Man, Eddie Hearn. look at your man Jose de Jesus. He said AJ is a fucking liar. Man, I see why he wasn't doing them interviews, because he's making it worse by actually doing the interviews. I see why he was like, The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. Man, Eddie Hearn. That nigga AJ weird, bro. Somebody said they think he's bipolar. I don't know what is going on, but let's talk about it. So I told you this morning, before the Vampire Stream, that AJ was going to be a guest on the DAZN Canelo card. He was in town and all that, which we knew. They had a segment with Anthony Joshua, you know, in between the Tevin Farmer fight in the main event. Tevin Farmer got bumped up because David Lemieux got like hospitalized for dehydration. And this dude, Anthony Joshua, was talking about, you know, things we want to hear. Now, I hate to toot my own horn, but I really feel like new media has ushered in like the new wave. I do give props to Chris Mannix. He's a reporter. Before, I think he's with Sports Illustrated still, but now he also works with DAZN. And he asked Anthony Joshua some questions, and he was asking good questions. And it even looked like, to me, I don't know about y'all, if y'all watched it, it looked like Anthony Joshua was getting irritated because he was repeatedly being asked about Deontay Wilder. But you can't get mad. These are the questions that inquiring minds want to know. And it's funny, this long ass DAZN fucking card it felt like an eternity. And AJ wasn't sleepy for this one. This was New York time. He in New York. He was in New York, and this card seemed like it was dragging on forever. Forever. So he too sleepy to go to Wilder versus Fury. He said he had to go to bed. He ain't even going to the fight. West Coast LA time. But he could stay up for a New York card that lasts forever. Right? That's just whatever. Smash the fucking like button. The real is back. So he looked like he was getting irritated with Mannix's questions, because Mannix was asking some solid questions about, what about Deontay Wilder? You know, what's taking so long? AJ wasn't so sleepy. He looked wide awake. You know, he had a little white t-shirt on, and he was asking the question. And the reason why to me, it looked like one of the telltale signs why he looked like he was frustrated like Wilder was because Chris Mannix said So how long do you think it's going to take till you fight Wilder or something like that? Or no, he said, what do you think the timeline? He said, I don't know what the question was. He says, what do you think about, you know, this is what he said. He said something to the degree of, if you had to take an educated guess, what do you think is going to be your April 13th fight? Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder or Dillian White? And he's like, I think I'm going to knock out Deontay Wilder when we fight because I could control that. The other stuff, I don't really know. He said something to that effect. Like, he's asking you who you think you're going to fight. Who's the, you know, gun to your head, educated guess, who do you think you're going to fight? Dillian White or Deontay Wilder? And he said, I think I'm going to knock Wilder out. Like, what? That didn't even answer the question. That's cool. You think you're going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't answer his direct question. So, to me, he slipped up and he let his frustration show a little bit in that. You still got to be professional. That's a solid question. But see, the real reason for me is these fighters, they probably do get tired of hearing about another motherfucker. They probably do get tired of going to the social media and seeing people fight Wilder. Oh, why don't you fight? You know what I'm saying? But it comes with the territory. If you're a professional, you know, even myself, I get scrutinized, you know. But the thing is, I love it. You know why? Because I know I'm not out here saying nothing crazy. I know I'm not saying a video A and then video B, contradicting myself and then coming back and trying to clean it up and then switch. So I don't care if I get criticized. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but at the end of the day, I hold me accountable for what I say. I'm good with that because I know what I'm saying. I know I'm speaking responsibly. You know, I'm not out here just selling no dreams and, you know, making up shit. I don't have nothing to hide. I don't have nothing to, you can check my G file. I don't have no, you know, criminal record. Research me, like, do whatever you want. Like, I don't have that. So I'm not, you know, I'm not out here hiding. I don't have like a stable of fighters where I have to protect, you know, the credibility of someone. So I got to make up something. I don't have none of that. But anyway, he looked like he got a little bit upset, like frustrated when he said that, because he randomly said he was going to knock Wilder out when the question was, who are you going to fight in April? And I think it's because he's sick of the, you know, the people asking him about Wilder and or Fury. Comes with the territory. You're a professional. You're in the limelight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love it. You know, hold me accountable for what I say. I'm good with that. You know, 7 days a week, I'm good with that. But, you know, the pressure is amounting to him. And see, this is the thing. The Eddie Hearns plan, Eddie Hearns and AJ plan is starting to crumble because you see that mental break where he's like, you know, snapping a little bit. Oh, I think I'm going to knock Wilder out. Why don't you just answer the question? Who do you think you're going to fight? Because he knows he's going to fight Dillian White. He knows that Wilder and Tyson Fury had a great fight, right? And they don't necessarily need him for the next fight. See, this is like, I watch a lot of movies, you know, especially older movies and stuff like that. And when you think you have something like let's say it's a heist movie about bank robbers or some shit, like Point Break, and then at the end they're doing the bank robbery sloppy. They think they have everything pretty mapped out, pretty planned and synchronized, and then they only had one mask, or one person didn't get to wear a mask or some shit, and then you start seeing your plan break apart. Do you get what I'm saying? Your plan starts breaking apart when you think you have it all mapped out. I think that's what's happening. You know, AJ and Eddie Hearns thought they could control the board, you know, have Wilder begging for a fight and, you know, stall him out until they were good and ready to fight him. And then he said, man, bump that. Came, resurrected Tyson Fury out of a long layoff and, you know, this exile of binge drinking and alcohol and substance abuse, you know, thinking it wouldn't be a good fight. Oh, Fury's washed and, you know, he's not the same Klitschko fighter. Then Fury comes back focused, loving to prove people wrong, you know, coming from a long lineage of fighters. And he has a good showing versus Wilder. And that proves that there's money. If Wilder, you know, I told you from the jump, see, listen, everything that I say, like 90% of it, if not better, you wait a week, you wait 2 weeks, you wait a month, you wait 6 months. I'm good with saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here saying, like Eddie Hearns said, oh, Wilder's not going to make it to the ring. He's going to pull out with injury or some excuse. I have to see it to believe it. And then a month later, he's talking about how the numbers are terrible. So you said the fight wasn't going to happen at all. I'm not doing that. So I'm good. Hold me accountable for what I say. I'm good. I'm with that. And you notice how the shit I am saying on my channel holds up. I told you immediately after the fight, a draw was the best thing that could happen for this fight. I don't think either fighter really deserved to lose. I thought it really was a draw, and it opened the market so AJ can't power play people or Eddie Hearns. And I told you that. You know, we're a couple weeks out from the Wilder Fury fight happening, and I still feel the same way. You know, I keep the same sentiments unless something is changing that. And so far, nothing's changing. So I feel what I said then immediately after the fight remains true. So to me, it was an educated thought process because I still feel that way. Meanwhile, Team Joshua, they keep saying stuff, and then a week later something else, and then, you know, another interview or something else. Like, for example, I just gave you an example. Eddie Hearn said the fight wasn't going to happen. Tyson Fury wasn't ready for this fight. He's going to pull out. Didn't happen. Eddie Hearn says this is going to be Wilder Joshua is bigger than Mike Tyson Lennox Lewis, which is a $112 million fight. And then later he says, oh, they offered us 50 mil or blah, blah, blah. How do we know it's a $100 million fight? They keep switching. It's like bouncing all over the place. That's why it's no structure. They think they thought they had it all planned out and synchronized, but it's really falling apart to me. You know, I'm good with what I said 2 weeks ago or a month ago. I'm not changing anything. I still feel the same way, right? But I know that they're not, because they've said some things, and I'm sure in hindsight they're wishing they never said those things. Like, hey, I'm going to sleep. Hey, I don't want to go ringside. You get what I'm saying? Because now that made you look bad. You waited for a controversial ending and a draw. Now that extended the life of that fight. And speaking of the draw, that's another thing that I said from immediately leaving the Staples Center. When I got back to my fucking hotel room in LA, I said, people were asking me what I thought for the fight. I said, I thought it was a draw. I was persecuted. I was ridiculed. People are saying Fury won that and you know it. You hate white fighters. You hate Fury. You're full of shit. No way it was a draw, right? I stood on my own 2 feet like I always do, 10 toes down, and said, man, to me, that really was a drawish type of fight. I don't see what all this hoopla is about Fury got robbed. I said the same thing. And guess what? Everybody's emotions have calmed down. Everybody is simmered down, and they're, oh, that's bullshit. Your boy Ward said the Fury won, and that's bullshit. Floyd Mayweather, 2 people you don't give a fuck about. When I made other videos about them, you never cared about their opinion. Now all of a sudden, when you're trying to use it against me, now you care about Floyd Mayweather's opinion. Now you care about Andre Ward's opinion. I said the same thing. They're terrific fighters. That's what they thought. I told you what I thought. That me being in the Staples Center, I thought that was a drawish type of fight. Don't understand all this robbery claims. And guess what? Weeks later, now all of a sudden it's fashionable to say it was a draw. AJ was just on the ESPN show with him, Jalen and the other dude, Jalen Rose and the other dude, and AJ. And they said, who do you have winning the fight, AJ? He said, I thought it was a draw. Jalen was like, yeah, it was a draw. And then his co-host was like, it was a draw. Now all of a sudden, everybody wants to call it a draw. On this DAZN interview, AJ reiterated the fact that he thought it was a draw. So you notice when I said it was a draw, immediately, because I can curb my emotions. I don't have emotions like these fucking beta males and shit. I left the fight, all the excitement from the Staples Center, and I'm able to, I can always come back to that level. I can always compartmentalize whatever I'm going through, take emotions aside, and think with logic. And I told you I thought that was a draw. You get what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden everybody, Freddie Roach just did the interview, and he's like, oh yeah, you can't really complain with the draw. You know, he's like, I thought Fury won, but I can't really complain with the draw. Now everybody wants to say a draw is okay. But when I said it, I was racist. I was biased. I hated Tyson Fury. I was a bitch. I was, you know, all this shit. That's why I love what I do, because I know time is on my side, you know? Anyway, fast forward to the future. Now motherfuckers is comfortable to claim it was a draw, even though I told you that shit from day one, leaving the Staples Center immediately. You know, I seen that, you know, Floyd said this and Ward said this and, you know, whatever fighters and people said this. And I told you what I saw. Now all of a sudden, the draw is accepted. See, I set the trends. I don't follow them. I never have to follow what the next person is doing. If I'm the only person on the island that thought it was a draw, but that's what I honestly, in my heart of all hearts, seen, it is what it is. Then I guess I'm the only one. I'm Tom Hanks and Castaway out this motherfucker, because I'm comfortable in my own skin. Some of y'all need to learn about that. You know, anyway, I said it was a draw. Now people are coming out saying it was a draw. But the day of the fight, it was a robbery and bum squad and all this extra shit. Whatever. So anyway, Joshua says it's a draw. He reiterated that he thought it was a draw. He's threatening to knock out Wilder when the reporter didn't ask him about a fight prediction. He just simply said, if you had to take an educated guess, who do you think you would be fighting in April? Right? And he's like, oh, I think I'm going to knock out Wilder. All right. Because he knows the reality is setting in. He knows how the public feels about the Derek Chisora, Dillian White winner. They're not really jazzed about that. And he knows that's the most logical, that, you know, not logical, but the most realistic option for him. He knows that he's getting starved out. He knows him and his team are, in essence, you know, getting a taste of their own medicine and getting beat at a game that they started. Oh, yeah, we're just going to starve Wilder out. He's going to come begging. Wilder didn't come begging. You know what he did? He just went to the next. Like, it's like a girl trying to sell Girl Scouts. She goes, knocks on your door, and then you're trying to get a discount on the cookies. And she's like, oh, I got to sell them for full price. It's $5 a box, you know, and I got to sell these or I'm going to get in trouble with, you know, with a Girl Scout, or I need to sell the rest of these last 5 boxes. And then you're like trying to play some game with her. Like, yeah, I'll buy the 5 boxes and give you what you need, but give me a discount. Sell them to me for $2.50 a piece. And then the little girl's like, you know, sir, I need the full value of these cookies. I only got five more boxes, and I need to sell it at the full, you know, $5. And you're like, all right, I'm not interested if you won't give me a discount. So she says, okay. That person that tried to get the discount is Anthony Joshua. Then 10 minutes later, you see your neighbor from across the street that you don't like giving the girl the money plus a tip, you know? So she didn't need you for the cookies. You get what I'm saying? She had 5 boxes. She was trying to sell them to you. You like the cookies, everything, blah, blah, blah. You didn't give it to her because you were trying to get a discount on it, right? And then 5 minutes later, you go on your porch to pick up the newspaper, and you see she's still getting what she wanted. She sold the 5, and the lady's giving her a tip for being so cute. This is in essence what happened with Anthony Joshua. He thought he controlled all the boards. Him and him and Eddie Hearn, they thought they controlled everything. Everything goes through me. I'm the A side. I mean, listen how everything he's talking about is fantasy contracts and be realistic, and I only deal with reality. Hey, it's me, Mr. Stats and Facts. You listen to everything he's saying is talking about some stats and facts. Even on this DAZN thing, Chris Mannix is talking to him, and he's like, yeah, it sold 325,000 pay-per-views at $80 a pop. You know, that's pretty good. And he was like, yeah, but how much money did Deontay Wilder pocket? Because I know I could sell 1 million back home, and I could sell 1 million pay-per-views. We got to pay the people that do the lighting. We got to pay commentators. We got to pay the undercard. We got to pay this and that. Guess what? They have to probably pay all those same things too, but the undercard was pretty weak, so they didn't have to pay over, you know, it wasn't no crazy undercard, so they didn't have to pay this outrageous undercard. So, you know, Wilder and Tyson Fury probably got some cool money, you know, and you got Joshua, who's the A side, and he's pocket watching, asking how much Wilder pocketed. Yeah, but how much? And then he's comparing selling 1 million in the UK which is UK pound prices, versus $80 a pop. Listen, if somebody shows me a receipt in the next 30 minutes from the UK where they paid the equivalent to $80 $75 for one Joshua fight on pay-per-view in the UK, then I'll delete my last video. No matter how many views it is, whatever I uploaded last, I'll delete it, you know, which negatively impacts my account because I'll lose the viewership. And I think the last video I did was Canelo fielding post-fight, which is growing. Show me one UK person that had to pay $75 to $80 for a Joshua versus Povetkin, Joshua versus Takam, or the equivalent. I understand you guys deal with pounds, so tell me who paid that type of price for a Joshua fight. So why is he comparing 1 million at a whatever his rate by, you know, whatever their price points are, which isn't $75, $80? What are you comparing, bro? You know what I'm saying? These things all look bad. And then you're asking how much money Wilder made. You're like, oh, how much did he pocket? Why you care? Do you get what I'm saying? Why you care how much he pocketed? And beyond that, fuck the other shit. What is him, whatever he pocketed with Tyson Fury, who is not you, who you admitted on the Jalen Rose show that it should have been you, right? What does his purse versus that man have to do with you? Why would they have to disclose that information to appease you? That wasn't your event. You can know what he gets when he fights you, maybe. You know, but why has he got to tell you how much he got versus the next man? That wasn't you, and it could have been you. He says they can't. Wilder versus Fury was $20 on BT Sports. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, and I don't even know if I don't think the 325. I don't know, but I think that's just US buy rate. I don't even know if that's the BT Sport what they did over there. So, you know, these interviews that AJ's been doing has actually been furthering his cause, you know, because he's looking irritable. He keeps saying the same thing. Like it's literally, shout out to Georgia. He's literally saying the same thing, and it's all like almost prima donna stuff that a boxing fan doesn't really care about. Like AJ, Wilder, Fury, and Luis Ortiz, the 4 best heavyweights in the world. You know, that have the resume, the style, and everything to go with it. Those are the 4 best guys, right? A good fight is a good fight. You know, who's really, that's a boxing fan saying, you know, I don't want to watch Luis Ortiz versus Dillian White because Dillian White was a martial artist. He was like doing kickboxing or some shit, and he didn't turn pro until 2005. And, you know, Luis Ortiz turned pro in 2003. Like, what does that have to do? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, whoever values fights based on when someone turned pro, and these are the talking points of AJ. This is what he's saying. Oh, them guys, they've been pros for 10 years. I've been a pro for 5 or 6. Canelo's been a pro since he was 15, and you had his fight. Canelo's 28, and he's been a pro since he was 15 in Mexico. You do the math. 28 years old minus 15. So how many years has that been since Canelo turned pro? This is basic math. You guys got to know that. This is why Eddie Hearn doesn't want AJ doing interviews. Like, exactly. Eddie's like, no. Do the math. Canelo is 28 years old, and he turned pro when he was 15. Nobody knows basic arithmetic. I see why y'all can't add no scorecards up. You know what I'm saying? James Souza, $2 super chats. Great points. Hashtag we working. Thank you. Jose de Jesus. It's 13 years. So Canelo has been a pro for 13 years. He keeps talking about Wilder. Oh, Wilder's been a pro. Them guys turn. I think Wilder and Fury might have turned pro the same year, to be honest. But anyway, he's like, they've been a pro for 10 years. Guess what? The motherfucker whose fight you're at has been a, because in Mexico it's different. So guess what? Canelo, who you're at his fight, he's been a pro for longer than all of them because you start younger in Mexico. You can drink when you're younger in Mexico. You could turn pro in actual physical. Mexico, Canelo told you, he said, I'm from Mexico. We don't fuck around. So the rules are different. That's why Devin Haney, before he turned of age, he got some fights in Mexico. Because California, you know, you got to be a certain age before you can fight. So Devin Haney had a couple fights in Mexico. So what is the basis of Joshua keeps saying, oh, them guys, I just started boxing. They've been pros for 10 years. Okay, you at Canelo's fight versus fucking Fielding, which was a one-sided ass whooping, and Canelo turned pro when he was 15. So what are we talking about? And you're hyped to be there, and it's part of your DAZN family, so you love it. So why aren't you talking about how Canelo turned pro longer than Wilder and Fury? Somebody answer these questions for me. I'm going to pull it up right now. See, that's what I'm saying. They not fucking with new media. All these man fans, because they know the points are too on point. Canelo made his pro debut October 29th, 2005. October 29th, 2005. I'm on it right now. See, I'm on you. And it tells you right there on the top of BoxRec. October 25, 2000. Well, hold on. What did I say? Hold on. Let me go back. Canelo turned pro. His debut was October 29th, 2005. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder debut was November 15th, 2018. Excuse me, 2008. Tyson Fury debuted a month after, October 6, 2008. So, what we talking about? So Canelo turned pro in 2005, and both Tyson Fury and Wilder turned pro in November and December of 2008. So guess what? Joshua keeps talking about how Wilder got 40 fights. Guess how many fights this motherfucker Canelo got? Because that's his journey. Canelo got 54 fights. So what does that mean, though? Do you get what I'm saying? He got 54 fights, and he got all the money. He's the biggest star in boxing. So what does that have to do with anything? Is he not a good fighter? Is he not like ready and able now? Every person has D22 $2 super chat. Who you got between Tev and Tank, and why? I would really watch it as a fan because I know both. But honestly speaking, based on the performance, I would have to go with Gervonta, at the moment. Tevin can win or make it interesting, but the thing is, he's been fighting like Tim Bradley. It's like he's trying to fight like Rambo, trying to fight to show people, excuse those early losses and me getting stopped by Pedraza. So he's fighting real offensive. And he looked like he was getting tired in the late rounds and stuff like that. That wouldn't be good against Tank because Tank is accurate, southpaw too, and he's explosive with power and speed. So I think Tevin can win, but he's going to have to fight a bit different than he did in his last two fights. So based on the styles, I would have to go with Tank, But, listen, my opinion is not to offend anyone. Like I said, I know both of them. They're both real cool. They're both skilled. Let's see it. I'm one person. I could be wrong. That's how. You don't ever see me get in the way of fights. Let's see it. If they can make it do it, what it do? Let's see it. I'm with it. I would support it. I would support both of them. But anyway, you guys are distracting from the real point. Canelo turned pro in 2005. Wilder and Fury turned pro in November and December of 2008, 3 years later, at the very end of the year. What does that have to do with anything? Canelo's whooping people's ass now. Who cares when he turned pro? What does that have to do with anything? Tev had 3 fights in 4 months. What's that got to do with anything? That's dope. He didn't fight no... It wasn't Jesus Cuellar. I mean, that's good for activity, but... I don't understand what the point is of that. You think he'll be sharper because he had more fights or something? I don't understand what you're saying. It's a stylistic thing. So y'all, you got a Philly ego, so you're probably from Philly. Y'all be sensitive. You said he looked tired. So y'all be doing some sensitive shit in the comment section. You asked me my honest opinion. I told you my honest opinion. I said shout out to both of them. And now you're trying to make it like I have something against either one of them. I don't, listen. Props to that man, Tevin. You're like, yeah, but he fought 3 times, 4 times in a month. That's good. I didn't. You making it like I'm anti-Tev. Go Philly. I'm with it. But don't ask my opinion if you can't handle it. You asked me a question, and then now you're trying to convince me. I gave you my honest opinion. Stylistically, I would favor Gervonta Tank Davis. I can't help that you have the Eagles logo and all that. You asked my opinion. I told you. You trying to convince me of something? Yeah, but he fought 4 times. That's good. I don't have nothing against him, bro. You wild. Tev gets better each fight. What you mean? I'm chilling. I never said any of that. I know, but you, bro. I was back talking about like Wilder and AJ, and you asked my opinion and paid via super chat, and I told you. And then you're like, yeah, but he keeps getting better. That's good. He's sharp. You don't listen. Like I said, make the fight. You the one getting sensitive. He said, you got to chill, bro. It was never that deep. You the one, bro, if it wasn't that deep. That's why I was moving on, talking about what this video is titled. And you the one that, yeah, he fought 4 times in 3 months. You the one that made it deep. Anyway. We know what this is about. You got a Philly Eagles avatar. Cool. Shout out to Tevin. Shout out to Tank. I don't have nothing against either one of them. If they fight, cool. If they go their own separate ways and do it, cool. I'll support it. Next. Anyway, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury turned pro within a month of each other. November 2008 and December 2008. Canelo, he turned pro in 2005. Right? So AJ keeps talking about pro debuts. What does that have to do? Like, honestly, Orlando Salido turned pro a long time ago. But guess what? He beat Lomachenko. So, you know what I'm saying? What is the point of AJ saying when people turn pro? You know, I don't understand. He just keeps recycling the same talking point. So I guarantee you, I know for a fact I'll put one... Fuck it. You know, what you want me to put? 2,500? I'll put 2 racks on it. Orlando Salido turned pro. I know for a fact, without even looking, he turned pro before Lomachenko. But what does that have to do with anything? Salido beat Loma. Loma had 400 fights damn near as an amateur. He did have over 400 if you include his tournament without headgear that he was in, where I think they got paid. You know, but what does that have to do with... He still lost when they fought. You know, I don't really, that's what I'm saying. Who watches fighters based on when they turn pro? You know, like within reason. I'm not saying that Shakur Stevenson, he turned pro, you know, in January, let's say. I'm not saying you should automatically put him in a title shot, you know, but the bottom line is all these guys have been pros for 5 to 13 years. Everyone that we named, Fury, Wilder, AJ, and Canelo. And it's almost like, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or what, but that's what it seems like, because AJ, he's the only gold medalist out of the whole bunch. You know, Joe Joyce got a silver medal. Wilder got a bronze medal. Tyson Fury, I don't think medaled at all. You know? And you got the gold medal. So why do you even care when people turn pro? You're the most accomplished. You get what I'm saying? And if you really want me to go in, when the fuck did Klitschko turn pro? He older than everybody. That motherfucker turned pro when Tupac died. I guarantee you, it's something like that. I'm going to look it up. He probably turned pro a year Tupac or Biggie died. Real talk. Because he one of them Peyton Manning motherfuckers that was in the 1996-97 draft or something. I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Anthony Johnson. Hold on. Let me. So I don't understand this whole you turn pro with the here and then. Vladimir Klitschko, the motherfucker was born in 76. Me and Klitschko have the same birthday. Not the date, but shout out to Klitschko. He's an Aries. Klitschko, I was right. He turned pro the year Tupac died. Vladimir Dr. Steelhammer Klitschko turned pro November 16th, 1996. Tupac died, I think it's September of 1996, because that's my favorite rapper. So what is Joshua talking about all these? Hey, I started boxing 1 year before Tyson Fury and then pro. Like, okay, what were you doing when Tupac died and when Fury and when Klitschko was turning pro? He's pointing out it took him less time to get to the same point as them. But that's bullshit in boxing because we know how boxing works. If your name is Canelo, if your name is Ryan Garcia, you are going to be able to move more at your speed and have your promoter work for you because you represent money. So if Canelo really wanted to fight, he could probably tell De La Hoya to make that shit happen. But if you're just one of a roster, you probably can't dictate your whole career. That's different. It's like Lomachenko. If Lomachenko, him and Igor Clemens say they want to fight Pedraza, Top Rank is probably going to try their best to make that happen, especially when it's not like a Mikey Garcia where they think he'll probably lose to it. So we all know in boxing, you're also going to be privy to, you know, how you're promoted and the investment that your promoter makes. That, you know, that's like saying Soulja Boy is the best rapper of all time because he outsold, you know, Elzai or Royce the 5'9" or something. That's not what that means. Royce would destroy a Soulja Boy type rapper. Do you get what I'm saying? Like lyrically, song wise, I mean, come on. But that's like, oh yeah, he's the better rapper because he sold platinum on his first single and Royce didn't. Royce's platinum, he didn't go platinum on his first single and went gold. That doesn't really mean, you know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that Joshua keeps bringing up. That's cool. You started boxing a year before they turned pro or whatever. But it, like I said, it sounds like kind of a confidence thing where he's like, hey, they've been boxing longer than me. But so has Klitschko. But he was also 41, so you sparred him. You know? So you knew what to expect. You ain't spar Wilder. So I don't even understand when Joshua, he just keeps repeating these same things. Like, I turned pro when ... They turned pro then. Who cares? You know, you guys are all at the top right now. That's what people, this is a matchup they want to see now. So, you know, as far as like when people turn pro, what bearing does that have on fights? You know, the bottom line is these are your contemporaries. These are the fights as champions people want to see you fight. It's really that simple, you know. It doesn't really matter when you turn pro, and just listen to some of the stuff he's saying. It's rather ludicrous. Hold on, y'all.
You know, Anthony, you are known for big events over in the UK, but I think a lot of people are wondering, are we going to see Anthony Joshua in a big event in the US? Because there are some people that you don't really want to fight in the US.
Well, you got to understand where we're coming from is we built something special in the UK, you know, and it's always open for USA fans as well to visit the UK and see what we got going on there. But me being here right now, if I'm completely honest with you, it's whet my appetite to be involved in American boxing. It's amazing to be here. Look at this. If you can hear it from your home speakers, the crowd and the atmosphere in here is phenomenal. And I definitely want a bit of this action for sure.
Okay. Please explain this to me. Wow, Canelo is a 13-year pro and still only 28 years old. That's because they start at 15. Some fighters, you know, Wilder's only like 30, so 30 something. Tyson Fury's about that same age. But anyway, just listen to what Joshua just said. Like, this is unbelievable. He just says, "Oh yeah, I want to box in America. Look at this atmosphere. You know, being here is giving me the itch." How do you have the itch now, but Wilder offered you $50 million to fight here, and you said you didn't want to fight here? This is like literally, like, I feel bad that new media is even talking about this, because at this point, it looks so crazy. Anybody trying to cover up and remotely sew up all these loose ends that they are leaving behind. You guys look fucking like literally like insane asylum sick. All you man fans and YouTube channels that are still at this point with all of these clues, with all of these statements coming from them. This is not Frank Warren specifically saying all this stuff, somebody that doesn't like Eddie Hearns or something. This is AJ saying it. This is Joshua saying out of his own mouth. You don't have Wilder saying out of his own mouth, like, "Hey, I'll never fight in the UK." And then, you know, after the negotiations fizzle out, saying, "Oh, I'd love to fight in the UK." This sounds like completely like neurotic behavior. Like, he just told you, "Oh yeah, to be honest with you, I'm getting the itch. I'm getting the bug to fight in the USA." Which leads me to believe Eddie Hearn probably told him, like, "Hey, we're going to make the Gerald Miller fight at Barclays or Madison Square Garden." And now he's, you know, finally warming up to it. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Listen,
All right, well, I'm here
once again.
Anthony Joshua, the unified heavyweight champion. You know, Anthony, you are known for big events over in the UK, but I think a lot of people are wondering, are we going to see Anthony Joshua in a big event in the US? Because there are some people that believe you don't really want to fight in the US.
Well, you got to understand where we're coming from is we built something special in the UK, you know, and it's always open for USA fans as well to visit the UK and see what we got going on there. But me being here right now, if I'm completely honest with you, it's whet my appetite to be involved in American boxing. It's amazing to be here. Look at this. If you can hear it from your home speakers, the crowd and the atmosphere in here is phenomenal. And I definitely want a bit of this action for sure.
Once again, he just said out of his own mouth, "I want to be a part of American boxing now." But literally months ago, they offered you $50 million to fight in America, and you said, "No, it must happen in the UK." After the offer came, "My fans deserve it." What? What y'all want? Explain that. Where are you man fans at? And this is the thing. He's saying, "Oh, being here now." He's lying, bro. When he fought Klitschko, they did a press conference in New York. I have pictures of Klitschko and him doing their fists and shit like this in New York. So it's not like the first time he's been to America and he didn't know what it was like, and then now he just got the bug. You get what I'm saying? They did a Klitschko press conference in New York. There's a documentary on Joshua that I haven't finished, but it's on Netflix. And they show you the New York press conference in the Netflix documentary documenting Joshua Klitschko fight. So it's not like Joshua had never came to America and this Canelo fight was his first fight. So now he just seen what a wonderful place. What happened when Lennox Lewis and Boxingego and all these people, yeah, me, I throw my name in there. So Lennox Lewis and Wilder, he said, the money's all here, baby. The money's in America. You know, Wilder was saying it. Lennox Lewis was saying it. Sugar Ray was saying it. You know, everybody was saying it. You know, Steven Espinosa, all these people said, come to America, come to America. Right? And they're telling you the money's here, the money's here. It's a great atmosphere. They offered you $50 million to fight here, right? And AJ still said, no, I got to do something different for my UK fans. I got to make the fight at home. But then he just said on camera, on DAZN, on the Canelo Fielding, which was a horrible card, but DAZN is killing pay-per-view allegedly. He just said in this interview, I'm getting the itch to fight in America and be a part of American boxing. Unbelievable, people. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. You know, like I'm talking about Top Rank when they were, you know, Manny Pacquiao and the teams and stuff. They lied to the public a lot too about, you know, blaming Floyd and stuff. But they never did it like this, where they were just like, you know, it'd be like foreign. There'd be like little things, and you had to like really stitch and piece together. Aram interview here, and then this, or Freddie Roach saying it. You had to like actually work for this. This is like so flagrant and blatant. You don't even have to work to stitch this stuff together. He's saying one thing on ESPN, then saying something on Jalen Rose, then on the DAZN. You know, we have, and it's bad because YouTube, like my channel, I talk about all this stuff. I do live streams about this, and we've already discussed all these issues. All that for Joshua to now say, hey, you know, I want to be a part of American boxing now. Everybody's been trying to get you. And they made excuses and say, oh, yeah, fuck that. He's a star in the UK. How much does Wilder sell? But then why does Joshua want to now be a part of American boxing? Once again, another contradiction, which I told you from the jump was bullshit, because another small detail that no one likes to remember except for new media is he was supposed to rematch Klitschko in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. So we knew that Joshua fighting in America was part of the game plan, but it wasn't part of the game plan when Wilder wanted it. But you were going to rematch Klitschko in Vegas. I have videos about it, right? Boxing Voice has a interview with Eddie Hearns, who spilled the beans earlier this year, I believe. And Eddie Hearns says he wants to get Joshua to fight Gerald Miller at the Barclays or some shit. The video's up. It's an interview. But then when Wilder offered you $50 million, you didn't like the U.S., you know? It didn't make sense for you to fight in the U.S. Now you're bold face on camera talking about, I want to be a part of this. This is unbelievable, y'all.
On there, but me being here right now, if I'm completely honest with you, it's whet my appetite to be involved in American boxing. It's amazing to be here. Look at this. If you can hear it from your home speakers, the crowd and the atmosphere in here is phenomenal, and I definitely want a bit of this action for sure.
You've been in New York for about a week. Everywhere you have gone, people have asked you about Deontay Wilder. So I'll put it simply, what needs to happen for Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder to happen in April?
In April, that's for him to make the decision to say, you know what, we're going to step up and fight you in England. So that's his decision, because him and Fury want a rematch.
So he just said he's open to fight in America, and then now he's going back in April in Wembley. So I guess because the Wembley is booked already.
But if not, we got other options, no problem. So it's just a decision that...
If not, we got other options. Exactly, Dillian White.
The ball's in Wilder's court, so when he's ready to play ball, he knows where to find us.
You say the ball's in his court. He said publicly the ball is really in your court.
Okay, so I'll end it there then. April 13th at Wembley. Come see me. We get a deal done. I pay you way more than you've ever earned before. I give you all the chance at 4 belts. What more can you want?
Okay, this is super damaging. I know y'all don't want me to play this. This is damaging for AJ. What he says next. Smash the like button, people. If smash the like button, if you want me to play this next piece is so damaging. It's so damaging. If y'all want me to play it, I don't want to do it. But if y'all want me, you know, I'm the people's champ. I try to appease the fans, you know, without selling my soul. Can I get a hell yeah? If y'all listen, I don't want to do this to y'all because, you know, old media is probably sick and nauseous. They throwing up right now. They kicking their TVs. They rolling on the ground. They punching their wives or something. Something bad is happening. I don't want to have to do this to y'all. You know, they down in liquor. It's bad, man. You will not believe what he says next. And that's the thing. This is sad. This is sad, y'all. You know, we need to do one of those memorial music. Dun, 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 and then do those send-off like they do for soldiers and stuff. This is sad. All right, I'm going to play it. Listen, I told you what I was coming to do. I'm destroying man fan. I told you. I told them not to fuck with me. I told y'all 9, 10 times ago, stop fucking with me. I told you their channels would be finito. You guys can listen to whatever, but their credibility will be shot. And that's good enough for me. All these other channels constantly saying the opposite of what I said and, you know, pandering to the idiots who don't want to admit the truth. I told you I was coming. Didn't I tell y'all? I told you, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Listen to what old media, what they said for their argument versus what I said. AJ kills his own supporters. He kills his own supporters with this next statement that he made on live TV. He killed the people who were supporting him, like the people on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna play it. You know, fuck it. He kills them. Hold on, let me back it up just a hair. He kills his own supporters' whole argument. Listen.
That's for him to make the decision.
I'll let you know when. The next question.
And fight you in England. So that's his decision because him and Fury want to rematch.
Listen.
But if not, we got other options. No problem. So it's just a decision that the ball's in Wilder's court. So when he's ready to play ball, he knows what.
Okay, he's about to kill him right now. The answer to this next question kills his own supporters. Listen to the question and then listen to him stutter and pause. And then he kills his own supporters. He kills old media off. He kills all the people that was going against me and new media. Listen to the question. Listen to the stutter and then listen to the response.
To find us. You say the ball's in his court. He said publicly the ball is really in your court.
Okay, so I'll end it there then.
Oh, hold on.
At Wembley. Come see me.
I rewound it too far. I'll tell you when.
We get a deal done. I pay you way more than you've ever earned before. I give you all the chance at 4 belts. What more can you want?
Right here, he's about to kill his own supporters after he listen to the Chris Mannix got them questions. He hit AJ with them questions. Hold on, I don't even want to play this. Man, fuck that. Where we at in the likes? I'm not playing. This shit ain't free. Somebody check how many likes. Let me see how many likes we have. Y'all gotta work for this because I've been staying on this whole subject. You know, dealing with these mongrels constantly trying to say, oh, you're biased and lying. Girls constantly trying to say, oh, you're biased. Hold on, we're not even at 100 likes. Y'all better get them fucking likes up. I'll turn this stream off right now. Really? If we don't get them likes up, I'm gonna end it right here. Fuck that. I've been working hard, man. Y'all better get them likes up. This ain't free. Smash the like button. You better smash the like button and pray and hope. I'm out here busting my ass just to tell people the facts. The facts. We need more likes than that. Y'all stalling. AJ killed his own supporters, the people who's in his corner. Yo, listen, we got to do one more surge. One more surge in them likes. All right, fuck it. 101 like the Dalmatians. We working. All right, he about to kill it. Listen to the question. Listen to AJ get shook and then listen to his answer. Say push the goddamn button. When y'all want me to push it, say push the goddamn button. Say push the goddamn, say push the button and I'm going to play it. I like it interactive. Tell me when. Say push the goddamn button. It's over for them. Hey, y'all violent. Push. Okay. All right. Listen. Question. And then response.
Does Deontay Wilder at this point deserve more than just a flat fee to fight you?
Well, yeah, he does, and that's why we can say this.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if y'all heard that. Who heard it? Who heard what this man just said on? I can't even say national TV because it's on a streaming app, but on DAZN. Who heard what he just said? Who heard that? Michael Woodard heard it. He says, does Deontay Wilder deserve more than a flat rate? And then Joshua said, he does. This whole fucking time, right? Team Joshua was saying that Wilder, we are great at numbers and he don't deserve more than this. All that for Joshua to kill off his whole supporters' argument by saying he does deserve more than a flat rate and a flat fee, which is my talking point from day one. I said, give Wilder a reasonable percentage and let's get this shit cracking. Once again, this is more proof to what I've been saying. You see how old media, they don't do this. They don't have Wilder statements and then play them and then caught him. And, you know, they're not doing this. They're just saying their opinion and then rolling with it and trying to stick to this narrative. I am telling you, I am showing you, I am letting you hear for yourself out the horse's mouth. You know, they're saying what Eddie Hearn's saying about Wilder, you know, something negative AJ said about Wilder, or anybody who agrees with a negative statement, but they're not using Wilder's own words like that. This is what he said he deserves more than a flat rate. Then why did you fight Povetkin? If you would have gave him more than a flat rate. And then he said, he does it. This is why they don't put him on the camera, or at least with this type of stuff. He said he deserves more than a flat rate. And then he basically said, we want to give him a flat rate, but incentivize him. And you guys wonder why this fucking fight's not happening. Just listen.
Guarantee you a flat fee, and we'll look at an upside as well. So we're going to give him a flat fee, which is going to get him interested, and we're going to incentivize him as well, so he can start running his mouth and promoting the fight like he does.
He said we're going to give you just said he deserves a flat rate. Then you said we're going to give him a flat rate and then give him a percentage. And then you said, so we're going to give him a flat rate guarantee and incentivize him. See, this is what I'm saying. This is, I'm going to explain it to you. What's happening. Eddie Hearns and Barry Hearns. This is like, I'm trying to think of an example, but I know, okay, like I know some Hispanic families, like Mexican families or whatnot, right? Their parents aren't from here and they don't speak English. So what will happen in those Hispanic families is, since their parents don't really speak much English and understand everything, and this used to happen when I used to work at Sears in certain places, right? Since the parents don't understand English all the way, but their kids were enrolled in English schools, so their kids knew more English than the parents. So what would happen is this. They would come in, like, let's say some of these families or some people would come into Sears and convey in Spanish to the little kid what type of like tool they were looking for. But since it's a kid, the kid doesn't, you know, have all the vocabulary words and know how to know what this word means. So we would have to work through it. Do you get what I'm saying? We have to work through it because the adult knows exactly what they're trying to say, but they're trying to say it in Spanish. So if they were trying to speak to somebody who doesn't speak Spanish, then they would use their kid as the translator, but it's still a kid. So the kid doesn't know exactly everything they're looking for. You know, like a kid might not know what an alternator is, you know? So they might not know the conversion, the translation to that. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearns is telling Joshua the game plan, blah, blah, blah. And then they're having him try to re-explain it, and it's not coming across right. He's, oh, we're going to give him a flat rate and a percentage. Then we're going to give him a flat rate and incentivize him. What are you even talking about, bro? What did that even mean? He says Wilder deserves more than a flat rate. Then he said we're going to give him a flat rate and a percentage. And then he said then we're going to give him a guaranteed flat rate and then a little upside to incentivize. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Just listen again and see if it makes better sense to you. So it's like I said, it's like when somebody is explaining to you what the game plan is, but you don't fully understand, and you're just
And we'll look at an upside as well.
Listen. It's hard to get on the exact seconds.
Wilder. So I'll put it simply: what needs to happen for Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder to happen in April?
In April, that's for him to make the decision to say, you know what, we're going to step up and fight you in England. So that's his decision, because him and Fury want a rematch. But if not, we've got other options, no problem. So it's just a decision that the ball's in Wilder's court, so when he's ready to play ball, he knows where to find us.
You say the ball's in his court. He said publicly the ball is really in your court.
Okay, so I'll end it there then. April 13th at Wembley. Come see me. We get a deal done. I pay you way more than you've ever earned before.
After this,
I give you all the chance at 4 belts. What more can you want?
Listen.
Does Deontay Wilder at this point deserve more than just a flat fee to fight you?
Well, yeah, he does. And that's why we can say this. We'll guarantee you a flat fee, and we'll look at an upside as well. So we're going to give him a flat fee, which is going to get him interested, and we're going to incentivize him as well, so he can start running his mouth and promoting the fight like he does.
I'm so confused. What did he say? He said we're going to give him a flat rate and we're going to give him a percentage, but we're going to give him a flat rate guarantee with some upside to incentivize him. What? Remember when Chris Tucker was on Rush Hour and Jackie said, I like to let people talk. I like to let people, it makes it easier to find out who the shit they are. And he's like, man, what the hell you just say? That's how I feel with what AJ said with that. I like the incentive. I like to incentivize with people. I like to get the flat rate so they find out how incentivized they are. Man, what the hell you just say? What? What did that? Do you guys understand that? Honestly, did you guys understand? So I'm still lost. It sounds like you said he deserves more than a flat rate, and then it sounded like you said you're going to offer him a flat rate. And then you're going to give him upside, but you're going to give him a guaranteed flat rate to incentivize him. AJ, say something. Man, what the hell you just say? I have no idea what he was trying to convey right there. I have no idea. So I'm but see, once again, if you're still talking this flat rate, then Wilder's better. Hold on, I'll get to it in a second. I'll let y'all hear it and y'all.
As well. So we're going to give him a...
Listen.
Depends on who you ask, but 300...
Listen.
So when he's ready to play ball, he knows where to find us.
You say the ball's in his court. He said publicly the ball is really in your court.
Okay, so I'll end it there. April 13th at Wembley. Come see me. We get a deal done. I pay you way more than you've ever earned before. I give you all the chance at 4 belts. What more can you want?
Does Deontay Wilder at this point deserve more than just a flat fee to fight you?
Well, yeah, he does. And that's why we can say this. We'll guarantee you a flat fee, and we'll look at an upside as well. So we're going to give him a flat fee, which is going to get him interested, and we're going to incentivize him as well, so he can start running his mouth and promoting the fight like he does.
Well, did somebody explain that? AJ, man, what the hell you just say? He said he deserves more than a flat fee. I got that part. He said he does. He said at this point, does Wilder deserve more than a flat fee? He said, he does. He said, so what we're going to do is offer him a flat fee a flat fee guaranteed to get them interested in us. And then we're going to give them a flat fee and incentivize it. Man, what the hell you just say? AJ, stop playing. You going to kill me? Say something. What the hell you just say, AJ? I was like, I really don't know what that meant. So anyway, bottom line is this. If he's still talking about fantasy contract, see, this is my point to y'all. AJ just in 3 or so interviews that he's done in his American Damage Control tour, you know, Eddie Hearn's let him off the leash to do all these interviews. He's only confused people, right? And in these 3 interviews, he said some like things that really don't add up. But some of the distinguishable things that he has said is, oh yeah, I want the Wilder fight, but no fantasy contracts. You know, I deal with stats and facts, just reality. You know what I'm saying? What's a fantasy contract? Then he says he deserves more than a flat fee, but we're going to give him a guaranteed flat fee to get him interested, but we're going to give him a flat fee and an upside offer, but it's going to be a flat fee and incentivized. That's like a teacher like explaining something to the class, like what like a science teacher or something explaining, Bill Nye explaining what this does, and then you try to redo it. You try to restate it. Or when someone, have you ever heard someone tell a good ass joke and then you try to repeat it, but you can't tell the joke like them? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like someone explained to AJ what the fuck, you know, the game plan was, and then he's trying to retell the joke, but it's not coming out. You know, Barry Hearn was like, yeah, we're just going to incentivize him and we'll do this. And then now he's trying to re-explain it and it's just not sounding that good. You get what I'm saying? You're like, man, so a guy walks into a bar. Is a man and the priest. Hold on. No, the man, the priest, and the wizard. They walk into a bar. No, wait. It's a restaurant, you know, and they fucking up the joke trying to retell it. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like somebody fed him this stuff and this was the game plan, and then now he's trying to re-explain it, but it's not really, because it's not initially maybe his thoughts, you know. It's not coming out right. You're gonna give him a flat fee and incentivize him. So was he gonna get a commission? Was this a UFC? You get 100,000 and then an extra 100,000 with the win. What incentivize? What are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not how boxing typically works, but whatever. You know, I'm done. I don't even want to play the rest because there's more. There's more. Do y'all want me to play the other part that he said that made no sense to me? In other words, it's still going to be AJ 70%, Wilder 30%. They weren't trying to give him no percent. But here's the thing. With these recent America Damage Control tour from AJ, he keep talking about, oh yeah, I deal with reality and fantasy stats and numbers and facts and no fantasy contracts, and I want to incentivize them, but I want to give them a flat rate. They're still talking like that. So in my opinion, if I'm Wilder, I'm like, bump that. Fury's cool. I respect him as a man. I just work with him. He did that Undertaker shit. I want to prove that that's not going to happen again. And I can make a lot of money and make more money with him and appease the fans by getting that clarification. Like, okay, he came back and did, you know, made the adjustments and made it clear. Right. And if he wins, then he strengthens his position, because Joshua's going to probably fight wild guest Dillian White if he wins, you know, Derek Chisora, Kubrat Pulev, Gerald Miller. So if I'm Wilder, I would stay the due course and fight Tyson Fury, because the longer you starve them out, you have your own route now with Fury. Y'all can fuck around and do a trilogy, really. Some people thought Fury won the first one, you know, and let him do the incentivize and flat fees and fantasy contracts and all that, you know, and he's going to be fighting. He's going to be forced to fight Luis Ortiz, Joe Joyce, or somebody, you know, because if not, he's just going to be fighting a guy he already knocked out, Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Kubrat Pulev, or these other cash cow type Rocky Fielding fights and shit that Canelo just fought. So, you know, I think Fury and Wilder, they should stick together, get this rematch clarified, and then see where it's at. You'll only become stronger. He's still talking about flat fees and shit. So they haven't learned. So if I'm them, okay, flat fee, because you're not getting a flat fee for fighting Fury. See, and that's the thing. Wilder fighting Fury, he's the A side. This shit said Wilder versus Fury epilogue. It didn't say Fury versus Wilder, and Fury didn't win the belt, so it's not gonna say that. So why give up your position where you can A side Tyson Fury, but he's much easier to deal with, get a lot of clout, get a lot of respect if you can beat him cleanly, you know, get a percentage. It may not be what you would have got fighting AJ, but at least you don't have to deal with a team you don't want to have to deal with that's this difficult and, like, you know, on this Madonna hype, like they're better and trying to incentivize you with the flat fee. Of course, the goal is to get the extra belts, but at this point, people know where the belts came from. They know what's happening with this situation, so they know, you know, what it is. So they know Wilder's been trying to get those belts. So that's what I would say, because that's what I'm saying. Joshua shouldn't have did these interviews publicly, because now that he did it, it just showed that they're still on the same hype that they were. So, I mean, are the negotiations really going to be much smoother this time? You know, unless something turns around or someone budges, you know, if they're not going to budge and still give you flat fees and shit for mega fight, I would just go the Fury route. You know, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Let him fight Dillian White for all the belts. And see, this is the thing, is like, Joshua could keep talking about, I'm the man with all the belts. Yeah, so who would you rather put your belts up for? Tyson Fury and get a lot of respect beating him? Deontay Wilder and get a lot of respect beating him? Or challenge a guy that you already knocked out when you weren't a champion, like Dillian White, and he gets the opportunity at all 4 of your belts? You know, that's why it's looking bad, folks. He's talking about, I don't want to fight Fury because he don't have no belts, but you can fight Dillian White with, he got a WBC silver belt, but Wilder got the real WBC belt. So we know that, you know, that's just an addition. That's like me having the Money Mayweather snakeskin Mayweather McGregor belt and trying to prioritize it over, you know, Sean Porter and Errol Spence's belt. Yeah, but y'all ain't got this fucking snakeskin Mayweather McGregor belt. You know, this Canelo Chavez Jr. belt that the WBC made for us, this Huicho belt. Nobody's tripping off these, like, made for the event type belts. Like, come on, bro. Y'all want me to play the rest? See, shout out to you. He said Wilder's not. What the fuck? Damn, the chat just jumped hella crazy. DJ, damn. Oh my gosh. Every time I'm trying to read his shit, it just scrolls up. He said Wilder's not done. If he beats Fury, it's better for him because that means he would beat the man that beat the man. AJ is a dickhead. You're tripping. But that's true. That's what I'm saying. We all know how Joshua got the belts. He's sitting up here posing with the belts and stuff, but we know that all came through Klitschko, then enter the hands of Fury. Then he got stripped for one belt for trying to rematch Klitschko. Then he failed 2 drug tests, fucking up in his personal life, and then his belts got distributed. Hearn needs to be fired. All right, y'all want me to play the rest? This is like, it's almost embarrassing. Like that Canelo Rocky Fielding fight. That was pretty embarrassing. Like, Fielding was literally way out of his league. That was sad, man. Canelo, like, really bombed on this dude. You know? And some fans, they don't care. They just like his Canelo won. Anyway, Y'all want me to play it? All right. I'm the people's champ. Listen, he gets mad too.
Wilder would say he's offered to take $15 million. He's offered to pay you $50 million. He just did 300,000 plus pay-per-view buys, which is a respectable number.
How much did that generate?
Depends on who you ask, but 300,000 and about $80 a pop, that's significant money.
Yeah, but how much did Wilder generate from that? I could do 1 million pay-per-views in London, but then I got to separate that pot between the undercard, the profit and loss show, the lighting, the management, the commentary work. So that money gets divided. So I want to know, what did Wilder put in his pocket, and we can near double that.
Do you worry at all? Look, Deontay Wilder is in his prime. You're in his prime, but Deontay's 33 years old. Do you worry at all that if this fight, the negotiations drag out too long, we could have a Mayweather-Pacquiao situation where we say after the fact, well, what could have been 2 years ago?
You know what's interesting? It's not just about Wilder for me. It's about that belt. I'm going to get my hands on that belt one way or another. So, as I said, if it's Wilder that wants to fight me because I want to fight Wilder because of the belt, then so be it. By God's will, it will happen. And if it's not Wilder, I'll get my hands on the next fighter because I still...
Did you hear what he just said? He says, I want to get my hands on the belt. It's not just about Wilder. I want to get my hands on the belt. And if it's not Wilder, I'll still get my hands on the belt. I'll get it from the next fighter. What? Hold on. That's funny. Someone said, I never heard a fighter talking about lighting concession. That's what I'm saying, bro. This was worse. He talking about paying janitors and custodians and shit. Of course, everything's an expense. Nobody give a fuck about that. Oh, we got to pay the caterers and how much Wilder pocket. This looks bad, man. Looks bad. But did you guys hear what he just said? They said, Chris Mannix, I give him credit. Shout out to him. He was asking some solid ass questions. He really would. But see, this is the thing. A lot of people would ask solid ass questions if if they had the backstage pass, and he was forced to ask, answer the question on camera. See, that's the thing. He worked for DAZN, so hey, AJ, you got to interview with him, so he gets to ask the questions on live on DAZN. When Blue Blood was trying to ask Wilder, I was trying to ask him questions, he was like skirting off. Anyway, he said it's not just about Wilder, it's about the belt. He later says that Wilder only has a few years left. He says if I'm going to get my hands on that belt one way or another. If it's not through Wilder, I'll fight the next fighter that has the belt. Did you guys hear him say that? So he said he don't even care about fighting. This is what Barry Hearns says. And they really try to argue with new media. He says it's not about Wilder particularly. It's about the belt. He's going to get his hands on the belt regardless. And if it's not the Wilder, he don't have that much years left. He'll get it from the next fighter that has it. Listen, I'll let you listen again.
But you are the man right now in the heavyweight division. You draw huge crowds. You generate huge money. What's stopping you from just saying to Eddie Hearn?
Hold on.
In his mouth and promoting the fight like he does.
Right here.
Wilder would say he's offered to take $15 million. He's offered to pay you $50 million. He just did 300,000 plus pay-per-view buys, which is a respectable number.
How much did that generate?
Depends on who you ask, but 300,000 and about $80 a pop, that's significant money.
Yeah, but how much did Wilder generate from that? I could do 1 million pay-per-views in London, but then I got to separate that pot between the undercard, the profit and loss show, the lighting, the management, the commentary work. So that money gets divided. So I want to know, what did Wilder put in his pocket, and we can near double that.
Do you worry at all? Look, Deontay Wilder is in his prime. You're in his prime, but Deontay's 33 years old. Do you worry at all that if this fight, the negotiations drag out too long, we could have a Mayweather-Pacquiao situation where we say after the fact, well, what could have been 2 years ago?
You know what's interesting? It's not just about Wilder for me. It's about that belt. I'm going to get my hands on that belt one way or another. So, as I said, if it's Wilder that wants to fight me because I want to fight Wilder because of the belt, then so be it. By God's will, it will happen. And if it's not Wilder, I'll get my hands on the next fighter because I've still got another 10 years in me. I'm 29, I'm 30 next year. So I've still got a long time left in the tank. I've had 22 fights now, so I'm still fresh. So I'm just looking forward to kind of cementing my legacy for the long run. These guys have been professional 10 years. He's had 40 fights. And that's a good question. How long has he got left? So that's why for him, it should be more important to fight me now than later, because he ain't got long left.
You have a promoter, but you are a man.
That was so all over the place. Someone said Anthony Hearns. That was so all over the place. It's like talking to the Riddler or something. Like, it's like so all over the place. It's crazy. He said these guys been pros for 10 years. He got 40 fights. Like, you saying everyone else is envious of you, but you pocket watching, saying you got to pay the guys who put on the lights and the commentary crew. What fighter is saying this stuff? You know, he's like, oh, I could sell 1 million, but we got to pay the niggas selling hot dogs and cotton candy. We got to pay the lights. And, you know, we got to pay the phone bills. What fighter worries about that? You know, how much did Wilder pocket? He constantly talking about, oh, you know, I'm thinking about the big picture. I got, you know, I haven't been a pro as long. They've been a pro 10 years. He got 40 fights. He should be worried about fighting me now. But then you said, I'll get my hands on the WBC one way or another. It's not just about Wilder. I'll fight him because he has the belt, but I'll get my hands on it one way or another. If it's not him, I'll get it from the next fighter that has the belt. Who says that? Because there will be no next fighter that has the belt if Wilder keeps winning. What? That's a terrible look, man. That's a terrible look. Why would you say I'm gonna? The question, just listen. The question was, hey, do you worry? You're in your prime. He's in his prime. Do you worry this could turn into a Mayweather-Pacquiao thing where people could say, hey, this fight should have happened 2 years ago? And he's like, it's not just about Wilder. You know, I want the belt. And I'll get my hands on it one way or another. If I don't get it from Wilder, I'll get it from the next fighter. But I will get it. These guys have been pros for longer than me, 10 years. He has 40 fights. I'm thinking of the big picture. I'm going to be here for longer because I've only been a pro for 5 years. Who says this stuff? I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. Shout out to Jose de Jesus, $5 super chat. Sounded to me like he said he's willing to wait for Wilder to retire. That's what. Oh my gosh. See, shout out to my dude Jose de Jesus. He says that's a very good comment. Sounds to me like he's willing to wait for Deontay Wilder to retire before fighting him for that belt. AJ is a coward, and this interview proves it. See, to me, it sounds like that. I want to add on to something. It sounds like he's willing to have someone else do the dirty work also. Like, he's willing to see if the pendulum shifts. Like, Wilder loses to Tyson Fury. Wilder loses a Luis Ortiz rematch. Loses to Dominic Breazeale. And then getting it from one of them. Because he won't have to deal with Wilder's power. That's what it sounds like. It really sounds like he's content. Like, hey, I'm thinking about the big picture. I'm thinking about me in the long run. That's what it sounds like. And that sounds horrible. The guy just asked you, hey, what if this becomes another Mayweather-Pacquiao situation where it's like drug on for so long? And then you say, oh, it's not about Wilder. It's about the belt. You're basically saying I don't really care if I get the belt from beating Wilder. What champion says that? I remember Errol Spence. Shout out to Spence. Shout out to my guy. Errol Spence said, they asked him. They said, because at the time, Kell Brook got his ass whooped by Golovkin, you know, at 160. So people didn't know after his eye healed, they didn't know if he was going to come back down to 147 where he was a welterweight champion. I literally remember seeing an Errol Spence interview, and they said, what if Kell Brook, he's talking about maybe moving up to 154. And Errol Spence was like, nah, I'd rather fight. He said, I'd rather fight Kell. I'd rather fight him because I don't just want to, you know, come in the game and I just beat somebody. I want to beat the champion. That's what Errol said. He said, I want to beat the champion. I don't want to just, oh, you know, man down. I just fought somebody for the vacant belt. He's like, I want to fight Kell. It's about Kell. Man down. Errol Spence literally said that in the interview. That's the fighter way, because he's saying I don't want to fight Konstantin Ponomarev or, you know, Leonard Bundu or some shit just because they're ranked when neither one of us are the champion and get the belt. And he proved it because he went to Sheffield and beat Kell Brook down and made him take a knee like Colin Kaepernick. So he proved that's what he wanted because he actually did it. Chill. Don't make fun of our Texas. Nah, I'm just telling you what Spence said. He said, nah, I want to fight Kell. I want to fight Kell. Y'all Texas is funny as shit. Sound like a hood ass Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I want to fight Kell for the Brook. I want to fight Brook. Yeah, man down. He said Al didn't exist. He said Al Heyman didn't exist. All right. Matthew McConaughey sound like motherfuckers. Man down. I just want to get some ribs and barbecue. Man down. Anyway, I really remember Errol Spence doing an interview, and he says, I don't want Kell to move up to 54. Basically, I want to beat his ass. I want to punish him, and I want to take it from the champion. Pause. That sounds kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, I want to take it from... I know how y'all be thinking, oh, yeah, Ego, you want to take it from the champion, don't you? You love to take it. I know y'all fucking these stalkers that be making these 18 accounts. Take off your glasses. Oh, you love to take it from the champion, Ego, wouldn't you? Y'all fucking creepazoid ass motherfuckers. Anyway, Errol Spence literally, look it up. He literally said, I don't want Brook to fight at 54. I want to fight him. I want to fight him. Particularly. You know, and he did it. And then, you know, he didn't care what Brook did after that. So basically, I'm at my true weight fighting Rabchenko. And me and Amir Khan, he's not at the chocolate brown anyway. And you hear Joshua saying, basically, it's not even about Wilder. It's about the belt. I'll get it from the next guy. Basically, that's horrible. Oh, my God. I can't wait for the damage control. Man, I can't wait for the damage control YouTubers to come out and try to explain all these things away. AJ, he should have never came to America. He did a few American interviews and fucked up the whole rotation. He started saying way too much and too much things. That's crazy. He just said it's not about Wilder. This is who they want. They don't give a fuck. It's not even about, listen, I mean, no disrespect to the WBC. It's really not about just the belt. It's about people want to see the matchup. I would want to see the match. Even if Wilder and AJ were not champions, I would still like to see the matchup if they're in the same division. This is crazy, man. He just told you. AJ gonna get grounded again by Eddie Hearns with these interviews. You shouldn't have did this.
And right now in the heavyweight division, you draw huge crowds, you generate huge money. What's stopping you from just saying to Eddie Hearn, make the Wilder fight, I don't want anything else?
If I'm honest with you, I've said that.
Hey, Chris Maddox pressed him. He says, what's stopping you from just saying Eddie Hearns, just make the fight? He said, if I'm honest with you, I've said that. So then there's a discord with your promoter. You said, I want nothing. I want the fight. Listen.
God's will, it will happen. And if it's not Wilder, I'll get my hands on the next fighter because I've still got another 10 years in me. I'm 29, you know, I'm 30 next year. So I've still got a long time left in the tank. I've had 22 fights now, so I'm still fresh. So I'm just looking forward to kind of cementing my legacy for the long run. These guys have been professional 10 years. He's had 40 fights. And that's a good question. How long has he got left? So that's why for him, it should be more important to fight me now than later because he ain't got long left.
You have a promoter, but you are the man right now in the heavyweight division. You draw huge crowds, you generate huge money. What's stopping you from just saying to Eddie Hearn, make the Wilder fight, I don't want anything else?
If I'm honest with you, I've said that. So we made sure we booked the venue, booked the date, We made sure we started conversations before he fought Fury. They said they didn't want to talk with us. They want to talk with us after the fight, which is fine. I understand that. And now the fight's done. They're saying that we're going to push Anthony Joshua out. We don't want to fight him. We want to fight Tyson Fury. So I'm like, but I thought it was all about one face and one name. Now you got an opportunity to fight me and make that dream a reality. Why are you going to turn it down? So that's what I said. The ball's in his court to take up my offer and challenge me for all my belts. Until then, I can't really do much. I can't make up Wilder's mind for him.
Gut feeling, do you fight Deontay Wilder in April or the winner of Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora?
My gut feeling is that I knock out Deontay Wilder when I fight him, but my gut feeling on who I fight, I don't know, because it's down to these guys. I can't dictate. So why I say I'll knock out Wilder, because I control that. I let my hands go. But what happens between who wins and what they decide to do with their careers, that's what I say, the ball's in their court, and it's completely up to them what they want to do.
Will you fight in America in 2019?
If America let me and American fans welcome me, as I said, being here now is just whetting my appetite. And, you know, I might have to get a little condo. Is that what you call it out here? A little
condo, yeah.
A little condo out here. And spend more time out here because I've had fun. I've had a lot of fun here.
Oh, my gosh, bro. Condo AJ. That's a new name. Condo AJ wants to fight in America now. So he wants to get a condo now and fight in America, but he didn't want to get a condo and go to Wilder Fury. He didn't want to get a condo and take $50 million. Stop it, bro. Listen, I've single-handedly destroyed man fans this year, and still, I don't care what nobody's talking about. Y'all know it. We're sitting up here in December. I've been victorious. I told you what was going on. I stuck to my guns even when, you know, all the facts weren't, you know, as visible. Now he wants to get a condo. Condo AJ. Rajon Condo. He wants to get a condo and come to America. But he didn't want to get a condo and go to Wilder Fury, the guys he wanted to fight next. He didn't want to get a condo for $50 million. You know how many condos you can get for $50 million? This is a bad look, y'all. I can't believe Eddie Hearn should have just been behind him or something, or like in front of the camera, like, yeah. Remember Eddie Murphy when he was on Raw, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna tell you how men cheat." And he said all the men get mad in the crowd. It was like, "Yo, shut the fuck, Ed." He said, "Shut the fuck up, Ed. I ain't come here for these jokes, motherfucker." Because he was spilling the beans. "Yo, shut the fuck up, Ed." Eddie Hearn. Don't talk about the condo. This dude want a condo now. What? Fuck, he Hove now. "I got a condo with none but condoms in it. Same place where the rhymes are fitted. So all I do is rap a sec. Imagine how I stroke. See how I was flowing on my last cassette. Rapid fire like I'm Jack." Oh my God. This dude, hold on. I need some theme music. This shit is beyond me what AJ is doing. Hold on. I gotta fully wake up because that shit. I see why AJ got sleepy. Cause all that shit he was saying made me drowsy than a motherfucker. Hold on, I gotta wake up real quick. Condo AJ, hold on. Smash the like button if you want to get a condo in America. Jigga man. Got a Kindle. Hold on. We got to get that condo. Oh, we got the super chat. They coming in. Jigga what? Jigga who? Jigga. We got to get them condos. 9A, bitch. All right. Dude. Motherfuckers want to act loco. Hit them with numerous shots with the fofo. Faggot want to tell the popo. Smoke them like cocoa. Fuck rap. Coke by the boatload. Fuck that. On the run high. One eye closed. Left hold through. Some guy closed. Stop your bullshit. Glock with a full kit. Motherfuckers better duck when a fool split. Hove. It's perfect. Hold on. We gonna come back. 9-8. Bitch. Hold on. We got to get the condo. Got a condo with none but condoms in the same. Hold on. They trying to switch the beat on the boy. Hold on. This is the chorus. Smash the like button. Condo AJ is back. Canelo knocking out people. I got a condo with none but condoms in it. Same place where the rhymes are invented. So all I do is rap and say, magic or stroke. See, I was flowing on my last cassette. Rapid fire like I'm never jammed though, never. All right. Oh wow, we got the. I gotta get back to this. Jose de Jesus, $5 super chat. Thank you. Eddie Hearns will see this interview and have a Kevin Hart best friend bullshit moment. Kevin Hart voice. Help me. Shout out to Ask Yar Who's There with the $100 super chat. This is what happens when you thorough in every borough. Like, can we get some claps from the man Ask Yar Who's There? He just dropped you dropped that bomb, baby. He said Ja Rule was on fire. What would I be without you? Listen, we need some more claps. When people start showing love like that to the channel, y'all got to give it up. You know, I'm not continuing unless y'all give it up to this man, Ask Yar Who's There, for just dropping that, you know, these is blood red, these is bloody shoes. This helps the channel crazy. Because I'm trying to get everywhere for y'all. Ask Yar Who's There says, sorry, I've been MIA, been working on getting my own truck, trying to get to 500,000 a year. Ego Army stand up. I know you grinding with the trucking stuff, so I appreciate you, bro. That's my guy. Hey, block Rude Boy Shata. I'm only clapping cheeks. That was corny, bro. Just block him for just being corny. You a corn nut. You a bag of corn nuts. Block him. He said, I'm only clapping cheeks. Listen, if you clapping cheeks, you don't even have to say nothing, especially in the comment section with men, with guys talking about boxing. I only clap cheeks. Like, then get to clapping. Anyway, my bad. Sorry about that, y'all. Shout out to Ask Yar Who's There. He's grinding. $100 super chat. All we got to do is tell the truth. That's what I'm saying. There be all these coon-ass channels and shit. And they be trying to, yeah, AJ has a point. Canelo beating Fielding. Wait, guys. Fielding, I mean, look how tall he was. Listen, Canelo looks sharp as fuck. But it means very little because Canelo fought a guy who wasn't top 5. Did he destroy him? Absolutely. But he didn't do that to Golovkin. Did you see Golovkin get broke up like that? That's because Golovkin had something for him. If he tried to bite off, you know, you're not fighting Golovkin like that. You studied tape. You knew he wasn't fucking with you. He had moderate power and he was tall. So they sold a perception. But these dudes, they get mad at me. Oh, shut the fuck up. Canelo did his thing. He looked sharp. He did. I really like Canelo. I think he's dope. He's a dope fighter. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and act like we thought Canelo was gonna lose to, like, did it name one person that had a fight prediction that's not overtly biased that thought Rocky Fielding was going to beat Canelo? Like, stop it. Everything I told you, I'm not even doing no 7 reasons or fight predictions. I said I don't even know enough about Rocky Fielding. I said I have very limited data on him. I only seen a few fights, and one of the fights was when he got knocked out in the first round by Caleb Smith. You know, and these motherfuckers be acting like Canelo he just beat fucking Optimus Prime or something. He looked great. He looked great in doing it, but again, like, we got to see him do that to Charlo or Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, you know, whatever division he's trying to fight at. If he did any of that to any of those names, Danny Jacobs or something, then he gets superb credit, you know. But everyone's like, oh, he's improved so much. It's kind of hard to gauge off of that because nobody knew who Rocky Fielding was or what he can do. And just from seeing him, like I said, I hadn't seen many fights from him. I seen him get slept by Caleb Smith, and he looked really clunky. He looked like 2 left feet in there. Like, there's no, like, everyone knows Brandon Rios would lose to a guy like Canelo, you know, but Brandon Rios could fight Canelo and he probably wouldn't look that crazy. You know what I'm saying? He probably wouldn't look that crazy, even though he would lose to Canelo. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, just look at it. Amir Khan was considered a guy who had durability issues, and he only had 3 welterweight fights, and he did way better than Rocky Fielding. That has to show you something, the level of the matchup. I know it hurts your feelings. I know a lot of you guys don't like the truth on the channel. I know you want to think of other bullshit, but Amir Khan, give him props because he did way better than Rocky Fielding. I gave Khan the first 4 rounds. He started slowing up in the 5th and obviously got slept in the end. But as a competitive fight, he did way better. Khan was getting off his shots with that speed. If Khan had like a monster chin, he would be really hard to beat. If he had like some Antonio Margarito, he would be fucking dudes up. But nah, I think he's gonna go back down to 160. He need to go take his ass back down to 160. He actually looked really good on the weight, you know. But like I said, it's hard to gauge Canelo off of a guy so limited. He could have fought Eddie Hearns. Could have did that. He could have fought Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns might have. They about, you know, too tall. British fight, you know. Eddie Hearns said he used to box. Eddie Hearns could have been in there, you know. Eddie Hearns would have been it. Eddie Hearns, you know. They actually should have did that. Eddie Hearns and Rocky Fielding tag team, like back when Hulk Hogan and Macho Man used to do that. And then when Rocky Fielding keep taking them knees, crawl over to the turnbuckle, Eddie, get him, and then just tag him. You know, they had a little bit of energy, just enough energy to barely tag that person, and that person come in with hella energy. Wrestling used to be lit. Them tag team match, the person was like basically finna die, and they go like, ugh. And they tag the other person. The person come in hype and like, and start fucking the other person up. Oh shit! Like come in with wild energy. They should do. Hey, they need tag team boxing. That shit would be funny. Some teams would fuck people up. Like, imagine, what if it was like Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia tag team with like Lomachenko and Keith Thurman? That shit would be raw. Tag team boxing would be raw. Loma and Keith Thurman versus Errol and Mikey. Oh my God, that shit would be wet. They need to do that. I don't know. I might be on something. I need to create this. Fuck this. Y'all wouldn't pay for Keith Thurman and Lomachenko versus Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. And then if one of the guys gets slept, then that team wins. That shit would be raw. Salmar, you sound stupid. He says, ego, you faded as fuck. I don't even smoke, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Bro, never mind. It's not even worth my breath. These dudes just be saying stupid. These dudes be like real life tweakers. Yeah, ego, you're real lit. Like, motherfucker, Askar Hussein just dropped $100 super chat. And we was getting all them $100 super chats yesterday. Motherfucker, I'm happy. The channel's moving. We doing great. We growing. I'm getting pretty organized, packing for this trip to get some coverage for y'all. I'm high off life. I don't smoke. I don't gotta smoke. I get high off my regular life. Shout out to Darnell Kirkland, $2 super chat. The Charlo brothers versus Billy Joe Saunders and Kell Brook. Charlo brothers beat that ass. If that, I mean, I'll watch it, but Charlo brothers would beat that. Charlo brothers be angry before. They be angry in interviews. So, yeah. That you see Kell Brook trying to go back down to 147 anyway. Shout out to Real Brother 32. Shout out to the live stream channel members. Man, but anyway, back to AJ. Not a good look, these interviews he's doing. He talking about he just wants the belt. It don't have to be through Wild. And see that, and this sounds almost identical, bro. You guys can't tell me nothing. You guys can't tell me nothing because you notice slowly but surely we're hearing shit and it sounds eerily similar. This all sounds like Barry Hearn's shit he been doing in interviews. No rush, no rush. Do you want to be a 6-month fighter or you want to be a 6-year fighter? No rush. And Joshua talking the same way. Talking about, oh, he has 40 fights. And I've been pro for 5 years. You know, they're treating Barry Hearns is an accountant. He talking just like him. Anthony Joshua, you know, he's trying to turn boxing into some mathematical equation and shit. You see, Deontay Wilder, he's been boxing for 10 years, divided by 1 war with Tyson Fury, multiplied by the reciprocal, divided by pi. Boxing don't work like that. It don't matter. I've seen old ass motherfuckers on their way out stretch somebody who was a prospect and the next, you know, Floyd Mayweather. You know, Maidana wasn't supposed to beat Broner. Let the odds tell it. And he had Broner through the ropes. And, you know, so that's not how boxing works. And Joshua was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be here for a while. Wilder could have a longer career than you. It just depends. You know, it depends on a lot of things. If one guy gets knocked out brutally a couple of times, his career could be over after that. Wilder might have a longer career just because that power is the last thing to go. Joshua making it, like basically they had a 5-year head start. They got more mileage on me. Listen, these dudes that talk about boxing, they really don't know what the fuck they be talking about sometimes. Like these man fans, they be saying like even what Joshua said. He says Wilder turned pro 10 years and he turned pro 5 or 6 years. So basically Wilder had 4 or 5-year head start. But then the same people say that Wilder ain't fought nobody. And he damn sure when Wilder was in his 20th fight, he was fighting in Cancun. So then why the fuck would he have a lot of mileage on him if he was fighting really low level competition, learning on the job, and he's just now getting to it? See, AJ, it's like he thinks he's smarter, but the stuff he's saying is not even smart because it's contradictory. He literally, just listen, just hear me out and tell me if this don't make sense. Just hear me out. He literally keeps talking about how these guys don't have much left because they started boxing before me. I've been a pro 5-6 years. They've been a pro for 10 years, right? But then he also just did an interview talking about it's taken them 10 years to find their voice, meaning to, you know, like find big fights. So then that means they probably don't have that much mileage on them because you said they fought low-level competition, and look what you've done in 22 fights. Does that make sense to you guys? How you're going by the year they've been pro, but you're also why do people say, listen, if we're going to say Wilder's been a 10-year pro, fine, that's true. Factually, he's a 10-year pro. But you guys say he fought bums up until recently. So why would he have a lot of miles on him if he was fighting bums like you guys say? These are contradictions. How can you guys not see that? This is clear as day. I got the high beams on. It doesn't matter that he turned pro in 10 years because he wasn't getting, or that he was a 10-year pro, because the first, according to you guys, you say he didn't fight nobody. So if he was fighting low-level competition, then why do you think he's going to be so That's what makes it feel like you're trying to wait him out. Like, oh, man, he's been a pro for 10 years. I mean, how many good years does he have left? You know, this is a bad look for Joshua, talking all these numbers and when people turn pro and stuff like that. But that's not, like, I'm telling you, like, let's say Luis King Kong Ortiz. He's 40 or 39 or whatever. Let's say he's 42, because y'all always want to add years to his age. Let's say he's 42. But there's a thing in boxing, if you know what the fuck you're talking about, where someone could be a young 42 versus Brandon Rios is not 42. But guess what? Based on Luis Ortiz's style, you know, people being afraid of him. So he, you know, in certain parts of his career didn't get upper echelon competition. Who do you think has more mileage on them? Who can you see fighting? If somebody could fight for the next 6 years and be winning or do well for themselves without taking that many loss, would it be a 32-year-old Brandon Rios or a 42-year-old Luis fucking Ortiz? Styles make fights. You know, I love Bam Bam, but the reality is his style is not conducive of a long shelf life because there's not much on the defensive end. All right, shooters, stand down. There's a dude named Clement. He says, bro, you are not making sense. Stop digging dip, which I don't know what that means, for ways to defend Wilder. That nigga is full of shit. He has 1 fight and 1 draw in 41 fights. Should I hot seat him or should we just block him? What y'all want? Is that worth my time? Okay, 2 people voted for you to get the hot seat. Vote. All right, fuck it. They want to see me versus Clement. All right, let's play. Bro, you are not making sense. What did I not make sense about? What could I clarify for you? And then I'll get to asking some questions. See, I'll let them go. Okay, what's not making sense? Block, he is a racist. Just wait. He'll get what is coming to him. What did not make sense? You gotta hurry up though. I'm not waiting all day for you to come with some bullshit. 15 seconds. You see, if y'all start saying that wild shit in the comment section, just be ready to get hot seated. So you should be ready at all times. 14 seconds. Clement, where you at, dog? 12 seconds. What doesn't make sense that I said? I've been on here 2 hours. Name one thing that doesn't make sense so I could clarify it. 8 seconds, dog. Where you at, Clement? 6 seconds. Please. What doesn't make sense? 5, 4, 3. They comment and run, I know. 2. Please, Clement. Do this for old media. 1. Final answer. You better hurry up. My shooters is coming. And they will clap. I'm trying to tell you. You already hit the timer. Please comment before they get you. All right, shooters. He said, don't try to escape now. This is the story of my life. See, and the thing is, I know these dudes is full of shit because when they get called out for the hot seat, all of you guys in the comment section are like, Clement, where you at? Don't hide now. If you guys can type all of this shit, but then they were the ones that knew they were in the hot seat and they can't type one reply, that's how I know it's full of shit. Because I see you guys all. Real Brother said the ninja ghost and put emojis. Someone said don't try to escape now. Clement mom called him for breakfast. No show, talking all that noise. Now he's quiet as a church. If you guys can type all of these replies, you mean to tell me they can't say nothing after they're in the hot seat? That's just so you know, when I'm doing the hot seats, that's one of the things I've gauged. When I can see everybody else who's not in the hot seat and they're leaving comments like this long and you can't reply, but you know you're in the hot seat, then that's clearly you stalling. So I use that in conjunction with the, just so you guys know, so it's all in the up and up, in conjunction with the with the countdown. I see some people who are grabbing popcorn and, you know, leaving all these multiple comments, but the person in the hot seat can't leave one sentence. That's, you know, you're stalling. You're wasting everyone's time. And listen, I'm probably gonna do less and less hot seats because it's getting popular, and these dudes, they just try, some of them are so like dumb and petty, they're just trying to distract and just create turmoil, and then knowing they're gonna lose the hot seat type shit. So so I'm not, I don't have time for like games. The hot seat was created to be a system of voting for the fans. But you notice they never they'll go in on me in the comment, but you notice they never say, they just say you're biased. Hey, you're biased, ego. You're not making sense. But they never, in their response, they could type all this shit, oh, you're a dumbass and this, but they never tell me what I said that was false, that was a lie. in the comment where they're talking shit about me. We know what that is. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It looks like AJ's probably going to fight Dillian Whyte, and now all of a sudden he's inspired to fight in America. And even, I think Chris Mannix did good with some of the questions, but they're still not asking like new media questions. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. The 50 million, that's just getting swept under the rug. Nobody's asking Joshua about that. Another good follow-up question is, if you cover boxing and you work for DAZN and you know that he's, doing a question and answer on your network or app or whatever you want to call it, and he's now, you follow boxing, he's now saying he wants to fight in America, and he turned down a mega millions, $50 million guaranteed to fight in America. That's an instant follow-up question. Like, yo, how you want to fight in America now? Like, why is Lance Pugmire with the LA Times saying you want to fight Dillian Whyte and then fight Gerald Miller at Madison Square Garden? You're not getting 50 million at Madison Square Garden to fight Gerald Miller. Book it. I can guarantee you he won't get 50 million guaranteed plus a pay-per-view upside. So you're willing to fight in America against Gerald Miller for less money? Ego Coogan asked him about the 50 million, and he gave a very shit answer. It's on their channel from yesterday. They had a sit-down interview. What was the answer? See, that's why I can't watch it. Like, I can't watch. Like, I already know what the deal is. Sometimes I watch it. I was watching the telecast and I seen this, but no disrespect to them, but like IFL, they have like 30, 40 hour long interviews. I got shit to do. I'm going to New York. I gotta get organized. I can't just sit and listen to lies for 40 minutes. So y'all gotta, tell me the timestamps or something. I really have a lot of stuff to do. Time is money. You see my dude Askiar Hussein dropped that bloody red, them red bottom super chat. I can't just sit here and listen to no 40-minute of the same. Joshua keeps literally saying the same thing. When Wilder and Tyson Fury and them guys started turning pro, I can't carry the division by myself, so it's good that they fought. No fantasy contracts, only reality. I'm gonna knock out Wilder. Fight me on April 13th. He just keeps saying the same thing. No new solutions. No new nothing. Like, it's just the same shit. Recycle. Like, they just said on the DAZN telecast, you've been in America for a week. Did you try to get in touch with Wilder and be like, yo, let's talk square business? You bring Eddie Hearns is here, because Rocky Fielding was on the card. That's an Eddie Hearn fighter. Rocky Fielding was there. Eddie Hearns was there for Fielding. You were there for DAZN, or just to watch Canelo, or just to be there. Wilder lives wherever in Alabama. Did you meet up with them? Who knows? We'll see how this Dillian. But oh my, let's talk about the DAZN shit. Hey, real talk. I'm not even trying to roast. I'm being. This is like, hopefully someone from DAZN can like hear some of this or whatever, this DAZN app, they got some stuff to get together, in my opinion. You know, one, people have questions about it. They're confused and stuff. I figured it out, you know, but go to their website, I mean their Facebook. A lot of people didn't know what they were streaming, how to get the main event, and people gave up, said it was too much work. But from my experience, because I know how to access, like log in and shit, I just see weird stuff. Like there was some buffering moments. I have fast as fuck internet. I streamed ESPN whole card yesterday. Gilberto Zudo Ramirez and Jesse Hart too. Not one buffer. Not one. But the zone one was doing like, not, you know, it wasn't like hella scenes, but there were a couple moments where it's like buffering and it'll like glitch and then it'll rewind like 10 seconds, you know, and it was driving me crazy. There's another thing. Their camera angles are really weird. Like they put in all these weird aerial views and like, see, I pay attention to all that. I don't know how detailed you guys watch, but some of the camera angles are like really weird, like bird's eye views and shit like that. And I'm like, who is like filming this? Like, you know, Archangel from the X-Men, like, why is it so high up? You know, just weird angles. And I don't understand why they have whoever's operating the crane getting some of them angles. The other thing I noticed with DAZN is, and it's DAZN because like I said, I stream on Netflix all the time, Hulu, Amazon Video, ESPN Plus. I've streamed on Showtime and HBO before. But the thing I noticed with DAZN is they have like a certain camera angle or view, and I don't know if they know how to use the equipment or what is happening, but it's like the can you guys hear me? I don't know if I lost y'all. Can y'all hear me? All right. This is killing me too. DAZN, certain angles, or it's a particular camera or something, and they'll show a scene, and I swear to you, it is sped up. Like the frame rate is something crazy, and it looks like an unnatural movement. And I've seen it a couple times, so I know it's not me. You know, and it's looking like someone's like pop, 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 throwing punches like wild crazy, like a unnatural. Hold on. Like I seen it one time in a fight, and I was like, damn, this dude quick as fuck. But then I kept seeing it on DAZN fight, and I'm like, hell no. I've seen this fighter fight before, and they they had the punches moving so fucking crazy, like I'm talking about like the Incredibles, like Dash from the Incredibles. I'm like, hell no. Here's another one. It happened on this telecast with like, I think it was the Katie Taylor fight, and she was like, ah, like, and I'm like, fuck no. I'm like, she did not throw like 18 punches in 2 sets. You know, it was something ridiculous. Yeah, this is how I know it's something with DAZN's camera or the frame rate per second is something with them, because I don't see it anywhere else. I watched that Brandon Rios versus Raymond Alvarez. Rios is not even that fast, and he was just like bah, 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 bah. And I was like, what the fuck? Is he in the Matrix? I'm like, hell nah. No, they had Rios, like, his punches was like, remember the Agent Smith or whatever? It was like that. I was like, what the fuck? I wish I could show you the exact scene. I don't know how to get to it. But there was something with it. And he was throwing like eight, like, I was like, hell nah. He is not Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, you didn't even do this. You could at least did it to like Tank or Loma or somebody who's quick. but it was like Brandon Rios, and I'm like, there's no way he. So it's whatever the setting is or whatever type of camera it is, the frame rates per second are crazy, so it looks super choppy and unnatural. The actual motion, it doesn't look like real time punches. So they should fix that. Has anyone ever seen that? I don't know if anyone has witnessed that problem, but I did on a couple of fights, and it just looks like something in Fast Forward. I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Let me see. He said, I seen that shit. Like, see, like, I could tell real speed. Like, Canelo has fast hands. Like, look, this is Canelo. This is really him, though. That was really Canelo. This is really Canelo. But the thing is, he's doing that shadow boxing, and he's like, is backing him up and shit. I've seen, you know, you can look fast, but this is like in a fight, and I know they're not getting off punches like that. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna try to give y'all the idea. It just looks so unnatural. Look, this is what it looked like. You see how that looks like crazy? You see how unnatural that looks? That's how it looked. And I'm like, fuck no. But that's how it looked. Like, so I don't know if they're trying to make fighters look faster for DAZN or whatever. I don't know, but it was like really crazy. It looked something like that where you could tell it's not like, you can tell when something's sped up. Like, you did not just throw 18 jabs in 2 seconds like that. Like, yeah, it was like something that's causing it to speed up or something, frame rate, something. Anyway, in the commentary, oh my gosh, they were saying some crazy stuff. Like, man, these guys are good boxers. It's the 11th round, they're still throwing punches. Like, it's a 12-round fight. Of course they're throwing punches. You know, you're supposed to throw punch. You know, you thought they were just gonna both retire on the stool. Anyway, that's my time. The Vampire Stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Big shout out to Asghar Hussein, the shooters, the channel members, everybody that donated. We'll see what happens next for AJ. You know, and the whole thing is this. People think that I hate AJ and all this like stupid shit. I've never said anything about that man until the recent actions in this Wilder negotiations. You know, it's just too inconsistent. I just got to keep it a buck. And if you don't like that, then this is not the channel for you. You know, I just got to be real with myself. And there's just a lot of loose ends and contradictions. AJ, after all these, all his supporters, you know, the man fan supporters, the radical ones, They did all this to say that Wilder should just take the 12.5 million, just take the 15 million. But now he's on camera saying he deserves more than a flat rate. What could they possibly say now? What are they going to say? They spent all of the beginning of this year convincing fans or trying to convince people that Wilder should have taken 12.5. So you think he should have took 12.5, and now Joshua out his own mouth is saying he deserves more than a flat rate, but we might not give it to him. I mean, this is insane, people. But good luck to old media trying to, perform damage control on all of these issues that Joshua has done with these few American interviewers. And I know Joshua has to be noticed that the energy, like, I see at home, it might be different. Maybe the people in the UK are still believing, but the people in America aren't going to give you the same pass. And the thing is, if let's say he fights Dillian White and beats him again, you coming to America for Gerald Miller, this is not going to be what you expect it to be. Like, it's not going to be as big as it would have been. Nobody, do you understand this? Nobody had a problem. I never seen any American channel. Everyone wants to be like, oh, you bloody Yanks and you guys hate UK and, all this extra shit. I didn't see anybody saying anything negative about AJ. Nobody cared about, AJ in America like that, and if they did, they were always propping him. Oh, he's a real good fighter. It's how his team acted. But it, like, let's say AJ fought Klitschko, fought Takum, then beat Wilder. Then it doesn't matter what you do. You can have a couple other fights, then fight Gerald Miller. People would have supported that. But how they went about it, what they tried to do, how they tried to starve out Wilder only for it to backfire, it's like blowing up in their face. You know what I'm saying? It's like holding a time bomb too long. Like, you want to get as close to the enemy territory as possible, so you hold on to that time bomb just a little bit too long, and then it end up blowing up on you. When you could have just hurried up, but you just put it close enough to the proximity, and it still would have damaged and touched them. But you wanted to press the issue, and you put it too close, and you didn't have enough time to run back to cover, and then you end up getting killed too. It's just a bad look what they've done with Joshua. Nobody had a problem with him. No Americans that I seen were prior to this Wilder stuff and what he's saying about Tyson Fury. Just listen to the comment. He just said, I don't want to fight Tyson Fury because they don't have a belt. Then why would you fight Kubrat Pulev, Gerald Miller, Dillian White? Why would you even be open to those fights? How can you? That shows me you don't want to fight Tyson Fury. How can you say, I don't want to fight Fury because he has no belt, but then the other candidates, if it's not Wilder or Fury, none of them have belts? Explain that. So Fury's out of the picture for not having a belt, but everybody's fair game. And then there's another motherfucker with no belt named Luis Ortiz that people would love to see you fight, and you barely mention him. He mentioned him on DAZN saying there's a lot of good fighters, but he didn't say nothing like, I want to fight him. Kane's killing you. He said, I thought Joshua was tired of talking about money. That's what I'm saying. It's all a contradiction. This is crazy. It's like literally everything that's being said. There's a good variety of it where you can go back and trace it back and be like, hey, you didn't say that in this interview, this and that. You can't say I don't want to fight Tyson Fury because he don't have a belt, but then you want to fight someone else that don't have a belt. If Wilder and Fury fights, then you're going to have to fight someone without a belt anyway. So why are you just talking about fighting Wilder in April? Why not fight Tyson Fury? Especially if you thought it was a draw. He's still undefeated. He showed he can box and take power, because that style is probably not something you want to have to deal with. Big, tall, confident gypsy for all the bragging rights, who can box his ass off. And clearly he took a shot. He took a shot and got back up and finished the fight and did well in that round. And listen, these dudes this is like overkill. all these man fans, what we doing, new media, is overkill. They're getting beat to a pulp. Here, this is my last thing. I'm gonna leave y'all. Y'all want me to leave y'all with this last point, and I promise you, nobody can intelligently answer this. Nobody. If y'all want me to say this last point before I get out of here, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section and smash the like button? Real brother want that work. He want to hear it. All right, I'm going to tell you. I promise you no one can answer this with any level of logic or something sensible. Now that you waited and didn't fight Wilder this year like he was pressing you to do, you end up fighting Povetkin and then sitting out the rest of the year. So he made other arrangements with Tyson Fury. He fought to a draw, which you've said on multiple occasions on U.S. media outlets, or 2 U.S. media outlets, that you believe the fight was a draw. And you also said it was a great fight, and I appreciate what these guys are doing. So you, of all people, since you thought it was a draw, you should understand why a rematch needs to be next, because you yourself thought it was a draw. That being said, why are you trying to instill that April 13th is the date for Wilder? That's part A. Why do you keep talking now that you know they had a good fight and a good event and they need to run it back because it was a draw on paper, and you yourself said on the Jalen Rose show that you thought it was a draw? So why are you even talking about April anymore? Part B. Part B is this. Why are you talking? Why is there reports from Lance Pugmire talking about you could fight Dillian White and then Gerald Miller at Madison Square Garden? Why don't you wait for the Wilder Fury winner and then you handle Dillian White, and then the winners of those 2 fights, presumably you and then Wilder or Fury, fight each other later in the year? Why would it be Gerald Miller? That's it. Answer it. That's all you got to answer. It's a 2-part question. Since you know they're tied up, why are you still talking about April? That's a question. And 2, why are they talking about your second fight being Gerald Miller? Why wouldn't it be the Wilder Fury fight for your second Fury? I mean, Wilder Fury winner. Let them handle that rematch, and then you fight them later in the year. Gerald Miller's not his mandatory. Somebody answer that. I'm waiting before I get off. I'll wait for a short period of time.
Even just as a fan, when you were watching that fight, what went through your mind?
I felt like, Fury done well. The whole stories, I'm not even going to get into it, but he had his issues inside of the ring. And but I do feel like you have to knock out the champion. When Fury came over here, he should have known that I can't come here to outbox this guy and try and look slick. I'm coming out here to knock him out. And I think that's where he made the mistake. Wilder is good. He done his job. And what I felt is that if they're serious next, they got a draw. Wilder managed to hold on to his belts. So I thought this is my opportunity now where they're going to come and approach me for a fight. But then I start listening to after interviews and post-fight interviews, and they're saying they're not interested in fighting me. They want a rematch. And I'm saying, why would you waste your time on a rematch when you can fight the other champion and declare yourself the best in the world, but each their own? So I'm just waiting to see what they get up to, and I'm just focusing on my plan B.
Who do you think won the fight?
I think it was a draw, really.
It was. I told you it was a
draw. I think it was
like a draw.
I think it was a draw. I think, from what...
That made absolutely no sense. He just said, I thought this was... He said Wilder retained his title, so I thought after that would be my chance to swoop in. But then after, Wilder and Fury started talking about they don't need me, they're going to do a rematch. Why would you do a rematch instead of declaring yourself the undisputed? And then seconds later, they said, who did you have winning? He says, I think it was a draw. I think it was a draw, really. So why would you question Wilder Fury doing a rematch if you yourself scored it as a draw. Oh my gosh, y'all got to do something. That's on Jalen and Jacoby show. He just did this today or yesterday. So he admits that he thinks the fight was a draw, but he's also seconds before that questioning why would you want to have a rematch? I think the answer is simple. Listen.
Waste your time on a rematch when you need now.
Listen.
Where they're gonna come and approach me. Waste your time on a rematch when you can fight you need now. Where they're gonna come and waste your time on a rematch when you need now. Where they're gonna come and approach me for a fight. But then I start listening to after interviews and post-fight, each their own. The interviews and post-fight interviews, and they're saying they're not interested in fighting me, they want a rematch. And I'm saying, why would you waste your time on a rematch when you need now? Where they're gonna come and approach me for a fight. But then I start listening to after interviews and post-fight interviews, and they're saying they're not interested in fighting me, they want a rematch. And I'm saying, why would you waste your time on a rematch when you can fight me now? Where they're gonna come and waste your time on a rematch when you can fight the other champion. The interviews and each their own. So the interviews and post-fight interviews, and they're saying they're not interested in fighting me, they want a rematch. And I'm saying, why would you waste your time on a rematch when you can fight the other champion? And Kingdom and Fury had to do, if he wanted to draw, really.
Yeah, it was. I told you.
Each their own. So I'm just waiting to see what they get up to, and I'm just focusing on my plan B.
Who do you think won the fight?
I think it was a draw, really.
Yeah, it was. I told you it was a draw.
Yeah, I think it was
like a draw.
I think it was a draw. I think my plan B.
Who do you think won the
Waste your time on a rematch when you can fight me now, where they're gonna come and approach me for a fight. But then I start listening to after interviews and post-fight interviews, and they're saying they're not interested in fighting me, they want a rematch. And I'm saying, why would you waste your time on a rematch when you can fight the other champion and declare yourself the best in the world, but each their own. So I'm just waiting to see what they get up to, and I'm just focusing on my plan B.
Who do you think won the fight?
I think it was a draw, really.
Yeah, it was. I told you it was a draw.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay. I'm done killing. Serial killer. He just told you. He said, why would you waste your time on a rematch instead of fighting me on April 13th? Who do you think won? I think it was a draw, really. So, let me get this straight. The judges scored it a majority draw. You agree that it was a draw, but then 5 seconds before you said that, you said, why would you waste your time rematching each other instead of fighting me? How does that make any sense, man? Like, what is your question? How do you question the need for a rematch when you agree that there was no concise winner? You like nobody actually won, and then you're questioning why they would want to rematch each other? Plus, they can do it all without dealing with your team and dealing with like the threats of flat rates and I call all the shots. Wilder can deal with it. Tyson Fury already fought in the USA, so it's not out of the question that the second fight happens in the USA. Maybe it goes in the UK, but, you know, Wilder, he's the champion, so maybe it goes to Vegas or something. Maybe he's still in the driver's seat. So he at least has a better fighting chance to get the fight in America for Wilder's part. Maybe it happens in the UK. They got to negotiate that. But he knows he offered Joshua $50 million. So to get the first fight with Joshua, Wilder knows he's going to have to go to the UK. So why would, you know, what is your question? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, why would you question the need for a rematch when you yourself believed there was no decided winner? What? I'm literally the 2018 champion. Fuck what y'all talking about. Once again, this stuff is easy. I don't even have to try. This stuff is just outright in your face. That's like me saying Canelo versus Triple G1 was a draw. And then also 5 seconds before that saying, man, why is Canelo fighting Golovkin again? Why is he fighting Golovkin again, but you agreed with the decision that it was a draw? He's so shook that his subconscious is making him talking riddles. Y'all turn into a psychologist now and shit. I don't know what that is, but that doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't have any questions. If you understand, like you understand why there would be a need for a rematch if you're agreeing with the decision. But I don't see how he doesn't see that. And and this is the thing, he's comfortably just saying this stuff. So it's like, are you like thinking about if this makes sense, or are you just like reading a script, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you ever seen like a movie and then someone's reading from a teleprompter and then someone substitutes what the teleprompter is supposed to say and then has them saying something like, my boss is a dickhead, and then they just start reading the wrong shit? That's what it sounds like for Joshua. It's like he's reading a teleprompter and then somebody pulled a prank and then they started switching it and he's just reading it, you know, even with the fucked up prank that they've changed the words to. Because this doesn't even make sense how you could even say that. Why would you want a rematch, but then you agreed that there was no actual winner, that it was a draw? But your talking point is they should want to fight you and deal with your horse shit, you know, about A side and get low money when they've already put together a successful fight. The rematch will be big. And that's what I'm saying. Joshua's making it so much worse. He's making it so much worse by doing these interviews, because the stuff you're saying in the interviews, I could understand why Tyson Fury nor Deontay Wilder would want to work with you for that next fight when they can cash out fighting each other, clear the air on who's the winner, and then they won't have to deal with it until later. You know, I'd rather put it off too. You know, get your bread, make a lot of money, work with something that's going to be easier and more seamless, and then fight AJ. Listen, me, as much as anyone, wanted to see the fight in April, but he's trying to make it look like Wilder fucked up because the fight's not happening. But that's not the reality. None of this this draw shit wouldn't have happened if AJ stepped up to the plate in 2018 and pushed for the fight. He just said to DAZN, they said, hey, why don't you just go to Eddie Hearn and demand that the fight happen? And he was like, if I'm being real with you, I did do that, but you still didn't get it. So what does that tell you? Eddie Hearn don't want it. Barry Hearn don't want it. You just said to Chris Mannix on DAZN that you told Eddie Hearn, don't make no other fight. I want this fight. But you still didn't get what you wanted. So there's clearly a Team Joshua disconnect somewhere, because you notice Canelo, the shit he wants, he's getting. He said, fuck that, Oscar, make the Lotta fight. This motherfucker's annoying me. He jumped on stage. Okay. You know, make the Triple G fight. Canelo wants it. He's the A side. He's getting it. You know, you can't take that away. He wanted the Rocky Fielding fight. You know, shit was happening. You know, AJ saying he went to Eddie Hearn, said he wanted the fight, but he's not getting it. So there's clearly some kind of disconnect. Somebody don't want you to have that fight. You know, it's just a blame game, but it's someone on your side. Because Tyson Fury's side, he says, Wilder, I swear to you, give me the fight, offer the fight, and I'll take it. And then his team facilitated the deal. It wasn't 2 negotiations, and then Wilder fought Dominic Breazeale. Tyson Fury says, negotiate with my team, and we'll reach a conclusion if everyone's being fair. Frank Warren did that. Guess what? The fight was made. Wilder said, I'll fight him, and his side agreed, and the fight was made. The only that you listen in life, you got to look at common denominators. See, y'all just killing. Like it's not even. I told you this is overkill. The stuff we're putting. Wilder's banned from the ring in the Joshua fight, but Joshua let Klitschko in the ring, so Wilder's ducking. It's just too many. So good luck to everybody. We'll see what the new year holds. You know, boxing's still in a good spot, but this is just sad, these interviews. You know, just say you're fighting Dillian White, you know, get it over with, which is why you're going to that fight, but had no interest in going to Wilder Fury, you know. And the thing is, they keep saying like, oh, new media, you're full of shit, you're being biased. How am I dead right every single time, though? I said Dillian White, even though he had that little dialogue and a couple articles were written about Dillian White, Luis Ortiz, what'd I tell you? I said that fight ain't gonna happen. Eddie Hearn gonna make that fight next. Who's Dillian White fighting next week? Luis Ortiz? Oh, that's what I thought. I told you Joshua was going to fight Povetkin. Who who Joshua fight last? Come on, man. I keep getting it right, but they say I'm biased. Clearly, there's something that's not adding up. I'm out. The Vampire's Dream. Shout out to y'all. Peace out.